And welcome back, everybody, to SnowRunner and the factory main block contract. We are here down at the rolled steel factory, good old Yukon Ironworks, and we are here to drop off a load of rolled steel. We don't want to drop off metal beams. I'm going to use the drop off the metal rolls. Interesting, we can take and metal beams and manufacture into metal rolls. Take a cargo container and manufacture into metal rolls. Take a large pipe, manufacture into metal rolls. Medium pipes. Oh, no, sorry. So, metal beams. It takes 2 metal rolls to make metal beams. It takes 1 metal roll to make 1 small pipe. Great, okay, we've got everything we need for that. It takes 2 metal rolls to make 1 medium pipe. It takes 4 metal rolls to make 1 large pipe. It takes 2 metal rolls to make a cargo container. And there we're back. This out of the way. Okay. And then we want to load. We want to go to crafting. We want to craft small pipes. Okay, and then we want to go to our loading, where we want to then load a load of small pipes. There we are. And we're gonna head up over here for loading zone. Then that is going to satisfy the factory main block, basically the factory part of this phase of the contract. Then we got to get on crafting and delivering the cabins. So it's interesting that we can make cargo containers down here. We have enough metal rolls. We'll have to look and see, basically trying to calculate out how many metal rolls we have and what we can basically, what we need to make with those metal rolls to satisfy the contracts, and then see how many metal rolls are left that we can use to make cargo containers. But I got something to show you after we drop this off, because I saw something I was reminded of when we were bringing this truck through the rocky cliff areas. And what I saw basically reminded me that I didn't use those in a task. I saw a whole bunch of cargo containers down by the railroad tracks when we were doing map exploration, and when I was doing some contracts earlier in the map. And what was interesting is now that we're done all of the tasks, those cargo containers are still there. And there's a lot of them. I think I counted 9, maybe even 10. So that's pretty neat. So we can choose to pick them up versus running across the map. Running across to flooded foothills. Well, to some degree, we've got now 6 over flooded foothills. It's 3 trips. And it's really not that hard to make those trips. Let's just do that. Yeah, this truck has horrible. Alright, there you go. Now, gotta deal with cargo containers. Alright, let's take a look here at contract. So we need 8 rolls of steel for our large pipes. I want to get a calculator out here and start adding stuff up. 8 rolls of steel for our large pipes. Then we need 2, 4, 6 rolls of steel for our medium pipes. And 4 metal beams. Okay, so we've got 1, 2. Got a medium pipe, so we can actually take 2 off of this. Two. I have all 4 metal beams. That one. Still have a load of bricks way back on flooded foothills. We've got concrete. Good. We need 15 cabins in residential area. 15. And we only need 10. So I'm wondering if we're going to be lucky and we only need to build out 5 more. Then we need to deliver this big tank to the plant, which I bet you is this big trailer right here. And then we're going to need 4 more. Plus 4. And then metal beams. And what was it? 2 for metal beams. So plus 4 more. $16. And we need 10 cabins in residential area. We need an oil tank semi-trailer. Concern is that there's 2 residential areas. One of these is probably going to require 10 or 15. Shoot. 3 residential areas. Shoot. 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 Got 9 metal rolls. Count them up. We got 9 metal rolls here. We have 10 there. We have 10 more there. And we have 14 there. I've got 43 metal rolls scattered around this map. 43. And I don't remember how many that it took to make a cabin. Was it 2 metal rolls? Go back and find out. We're going to need a lot of cargo containers, because there are 3 residential areas, and you darn well know it. And each contract is going to be a... Yep. Each contract is going to be a different residential area. Oh, I was hoping I could luck out and 10 from this one would satisfy some from the other. Gosh, we're pulling our truck. Two metal rolls make a cargo container. Let me go show you where all these cargo containers are. If you haven't seen them. Here on the tracks. All over the place. And we've satisfied all the tasks. They're all done. In fact, if we go here, right? All the tasks are checked. We've done every single task. We've hit all the contests at this point. Just have 4 more contracts in the Yukon. So these cargo containers that are out here lining the tracks, well, they're for the taking. We got right here in the picture, we got 1 way off in the distance, 1, 2 on the left, and 2 on the right. So we got 4 cargo containers right here in view. And they are obtainable. See? Boom. Mine. I went fishing. And I got myself a cargo container. Gimme. Alright, so let me get out of the swamp and meet you back at the cargo container cabin crafting facility. So again, that is where we need to take our 10 cabins. And our cabin manufacturing plant is right down the hill here. And they give you this handy telehandler, which is not handy whatsoever. Let's go and unload that. Craft. 1, 2. And let's go to the loading cabin. And then we'll go and deliver this. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the semi, bring it back here to the garage. Get it refueled, and then I'm going to make a bunch of trips. I guess we've got 6, so I'm going to make 3 trips back to Flooded Foothills. Bring all 6 cabins over here. Craft up as many cabins as I can until I run out of the wood. I'm going to have to go around and gather wood. Basically, I'm going to do a fair bit of work off camera. Part 1 of Factory Main Block was a pretty long video, going on about 50 minutes. You know, this is going to be a whole lot of just the same thing. So, does that make good television? A whole lot of the same thing. So what we're going to do is kind of just show you the basics of what we're going to be doing. Oops. And, you know, you may not have seen the video on Flooded Foothills, where we cabin in. I gotta get 10 in here. rotating the cabin around. There, I got credit for it. That mystery light floating in the sky. Collision. That's funny. All right, I'll be back after quite a bit. of that time lapse, you saw me pick up one pallet of wood, and basically I was taking it back to the cabin factory. That is because we are back over here on flooded foothills, and our 2 things of wood right here, and then we've got 1 thing of wood left here in the warehouse, and that is pretty much going to empty flooded foothills. There is some wood here, but it is darn hard to get to. Not really sure how to get to that one with our big truck, which is then going to be, if we need wood, pretty much stuck. We've got 2 left over here, and then we're pretty much be getting them at the sawmill. Sawmill is, I haven't figured out a good way to get to the sawmill. At least not with something substantial. Which really worries me because the 2nd and 3rd contract in Big Salmon Peak is going to require an additional 25 cabins. 10 cabins for one and 15 for the other. Now, one thing that we don't know is if I can cheat. For example, if we finish factory main block and we do 10 cabins, and then the 2nd contract requires 10 cabins at a different place, if I'll be able to basically move them, or if the cabins will vanish or somehow become unobtainable. That is the one concern that I've got. At any rate, what this will do is this will get us the 4 wooden planks we need. Finish the 2 cabins, which will get us to 10. Then allow us to move on to phase 2 of the contract. And if you remember, phase 2 is going to require us to basically obtain. Forgot about that big dip there. It's going to basically allow us to obtain. We have to obtain 8 rolled metal, rolled steel, and then convert those to 2 large pipes. That's going to be a 3rd video. We're gonna split this thing up into 3 videos, and the 3rd one's going to be gathering the rolled steel and taking it down to the factory for the purpose of making those pipes and completing, at that point, factory main block. Seen plenty of times versing around flooded foothills with the twin steer and other vehicles. I'm not going to necessarily mess with showing that. I'm going to get this crate and a pallet of wood. And then we're going to move on, and I'll join you back when we get to Big Salmon Peak again. Welcome back to Big Salmon Peak. And now that the twin steer is over here, we're going to be using this bad boy to get around and transport a bunch of cargo, because it's going to get around a lot better than even the Navstar. Bigger tires, higher ground clearance. It does have the issue of being a straight truck, a fixed chassis. So on the areas where the ground isn't the greatest or the flattest, twists and turns, it does have a increased chance of rolling because of that. Overall, it's shaking around darn quick. Okay. That's the last two cabins we need. So I was thinking about using this truck to haul these over. I wonder if this... I bet you the other big Achilles heel with this truck on this map is going to be the icy road. I don't think we can get chains on these tires. Look. I thought about using this truck to haul these two cabins over here and then crane position them. Poor bandit. Going to the garage for repairs. Been through a lot recently. Try this. Not too sure. I mean, it's a little crooked. No, no, no. And this. Lower it. Gotta spin it so the door is facing out. Give me 9. One more to go. There we go. Alright guys, that is going to do us for today's video. Well, thank you for coming out and watching. Tune in next time as we gather the goods to manufacture the large pipes and, well, deliver those here to the factory main block to finally close out factory main block for good. And until next time, keep those wheels on the ground.